Hi everyone! So earlier this month I read the Precious Stone Trilogy, I guess is what it's called. That's what Goodreads says, so that's what I'll go with, which is, out of order, Ruby Red, Sapphire Blue, and Emerald Green by Kirsten Gier. And I had heard about these forever ago, but I kind of avoided them. I'm not the hugest fan of time travel stories, and I mean, I feel like I haven't read that many, but I don't know, they tend to be full of awkwardness, and I think I've mentioned this before, awkwardness makes me uncomfortable, and I also find time travel a little confusing in my head. Now, I'm a Doctor Who fan, so I feel like that's kind of contradictory, but it confuses me sometimes, and I think that's because there's no one set idea of what time travel is and how it pans out, so like the whole thing is just confusing because every author does it differently. So basically what this series is about, the first one is Ruby Red, is about a girl named Gwen, and people in her family can time travel. It's not everybody, it's kind of like random people and stuff, and her cousin is supposed to be able to time travel, and so her cousin has spent her whole life training for this, so you know she doesn't have those awkward moments. And you start time traveling like around 16 or something like that. Instead of her cousin starting to time travel, Gwen does. So she's like literally just there and then just travels back in time. And so that changes everything because now she's the one that has to do all these things, and there's this larger plot around the time travel. Now she's suddenly thrust into it, and she knows about time travel, but she doesn't know all the secrets and all the bigger things going on, and she's slowly learning more of those things. Plus she has a lot of other stuff going on in her life. And then there is a love interest, and his name is Gideon. He's another time traveler. So it's just dealing with all of that stuff. I don't know, I feel like that sounded kind of boring, but these books are action-packed and super fast-paced and fun and exciting to read. What I was saying before is these books were originally written in German. It's actually funny, they take place in London, but were written in German by a German author, and I just think that's so great. But I mean, American authors write about England, so why would it matter? They were translated to English, but apparently they were really popular in Germany, and in Germany they made Ruby Red into a movie. Sapphire Blue has also been made into a movie, but I don't know if it's been released yet or not. So I watched a English trailer of Ruby Red, and I was like, oh my gosh, this seems so interesting. Like, I was just sucked in and wanted to read these books. So I went and borrowed them from the library. And I want to see that movie so bad, but you like can't find it anywhere. I don't care if it's dubbed or subbed. I actually think I'd prefer subbed, but I did get them from the library, like I said, and I just devoured them. I gave the first two books, so that's Ruby Red and Sapphire Blue, 4 stars, and I gave Emerald Green 4.5. And this book is kind of a hunker, as happens in Trilogy. The characters. I really liked the characters. First of all, I love Gwen. She's a little weird and a little quirky, but I love her. She's different from so many other heroines I've read, and she has some like the typical things you would think she would have. Like, she has moments where she's kind of like Clary from The Mortal Instruments. I don't know, she's so her own person, and I can't explain to you why I think she's different, because I can't, like, I physically can't put words to it, but she just feels different to me, and she feels more real than most female protagonists in books like these feel to me. Like, I totally feel like I could have been friends with Gwen in high school, and that was just really refreshing. And she's freaking hilarious. Like, I think her sense of humor lines up with mine very, very well, so I appreciate her. That being said, I do think she has the potential to rub some people the wrong way. I liked a lot of the other characters too. I liked Gideon for the most part, and I liked, there's a character that starts showing up in the second one. I don't know how to say his name. It's like Xermius, I don't know how to say that. But he's like a gargoyle, and he's like one of my favorite characters ever. He kind of reminds me of the cat from Julie Kagawa, fairy series where he's kind of like snarky and like curmudgeonly almost, but I loved him. And I picture him as like one of the gargoyles from Hunchback of Notre Dame, like kind of like a combination of all of them in my head. And another thing I really like about all of these is that it is just chock full of amazing, powerful, different women. So you have Gwen, and she has this great relationship with her best friend Leslie, and then you have her Aunt Maddie, and you have her grandmother and her mother, and then these women at the like time travel group of people, I guess. It's like a secret society, and just like all of these amazing women who are so strong and so independent, but they're all different and they have different strengths. And I feel like you don't see that many strong women. Like when I think about who I really like in these books, I'm immediately just naming off women and then gargoyle, but just women. And that's great. Another thing, like I said, this was originally written in German, and I think a combination of translation and it taking place in London kind of sometimes makes the writing feel a little different. The word choices are some things a little different from what I'm used to, just because I'm used to reading books written by American authors. And like I said before, I think it is really well paced. It's like crazy fast paced, just sucks you in. You're super invested in the conflict, and there's kind of like little mini things going on, and then there's this larger story, and it doesn't play out the way I thought it was going to play out, and I couldn't predict anything. I thought some of the resolution was a little easy, but even saying that, like I said before, couldn't predict it. I think because I was so wrapped up in the story that I just like wasn't thinking end game, I was thinking short term, and so I just didn't see anything coming, and I was just like, what? So I don't even mind that it was like a fairly simple resolution. I do think the love story was a little insta-lovey, but she does a good job of explaining that away a little bit. I'm still not 100% sold on the love story, but I like Gwen and Gideon as independent characters, so I'm willing to get on the ship and sail it a little bit. And I would say overall, obviously I gave them 4 and 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed these books. I do plan on buying them at some point. I'm not sure if I want to try and buy the hardcover, because there's a cover change between the hardcover and the paperback. Which, do any of these? No. The hardcover are those like where it's just her face and like the oval, and then they're just like super gilded kind of looking. So I don't know if I want to try and get those, or if I just want to get the paperbacks. I don't mind these covers, so who knows. But I think that these books would be really interesting on a reread, because then you're kind of in on all the secrets. And because of the time travel, there's some things that are confusing upon the first read, but now you'd kind of be in on all of that in a second read. So I think it might be interesting to go back and read it from that perspective. And I would definitely recommend these to pretty much anybody. Like, yeah, if you like fun, fast-paced YA, definitely pick it up. I hope this review made sense. I feel like I always say that. I feel like I always think my reviews are horrible and don't make any sense, whether I write notes or not. I don't know. And I'm not fishing for compliments when I say that. I just like legitimately think that they suck all the time. But I'm going to continue filming them because that's the only way I can get better at doing this. If you've read these 3 books and want to talk about them, whether you like them or don't, feel free to do so down in the comments. No spoilers, please, because this is a video with no spoilers. But yeah, if you have any questions about the books, feel free to let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!